I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Jumpy and Ghosty and Chip. Actually, Ghosty. One of the kids, Johan was playing with Ghosty.
I was going to say, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
There he
Steve?
is.
Huh? Get it? Where'd he go, Steve? His name is Ghosty?
That's so funny. If any more of you would like to prove me right, look at the video. Prove me right that I released today.
Obviously, once they know that it's me versus you, they're obviously going to take your side.
No, I didn't tell them what I was thinking. Everybody's just been saying, you were like, they're not going to know. Turns out a bunch of people are saying...
they're not going to know.
That's what you said. You said...
I didn't say they're not going to know.
Okay, well, it's recorded.
I just said they're not going to assume that. I didn't say anything about knowing. That wasn't
right. They're not going to be able to... It's not that obvious. You thought it was so obvious. Anyway, 140.
Anyway, we are... You can check that video out if you want. For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up in Middle America with Vin and Sori.
Mm-hmm. If you want any of our gear, check that out. You can check out the link in the description, and there's all kinds of stuff. Great Christmas presents. It's a great way to partner with the channel and get your Christmas shopping done at the same time.
It's like Homer Simpson. He bought the
bowling
ball for March. It's a great Christmas present. Buy our shorts. We are trudging through, getting our stuff ready for Christmas. Hope you guys are having a good time with your family. But right now, we're going to hit up King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yep.
And the name of this song is Planet B.
If you're interested in getting a song reviewed by us, you just jump on Patreon for the $75 tier for 1 month, and you can get a song reviewed. Kind of gets bumped to the front of the list. But a cool thing, shout out to all of our patrons, we were able to help another family for Christmas buying a bunch of gifts, and that's possible because people have jumped on Patreon. So
oh my gosh, I forgot about that. There's so many things that happen that I just completely forget about. That's true. We were able to do something really, really cool for someone.
Yeah. And it wasn't like 5 things from the dollar store either. It was some legit gifts, you know?
Yeah, we were able to make a family pretty happy on Christmas. And,
so seriously, that's because people jump on Patreon. Some people are like, "What the heck? $75 for a song review?" Like, but it's cool though because we're able to do different things, and I think that
I just want to be clear. It's not like 100% of the Patreon money goes there.
No.
So, but when something happens and we see something, we are able to just pull that trigger a lot quicker without thinking about it because we know that Patreon is there. So I just want to make it clear. We're not. Yeah, I want to be completely above board, which I know that you weren't saying that. It just Patreon allows you to be just kind of random. About doing stuff and all that. On top of the baby registry, which there's been great participation with.
I know. I can't wait to check it out. I keep checking to see.
We're very, very thankful. All right, Planet B, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Let's do it.
Okay. This ought to be interesting. And...
Go!
Go. Okay. What the heck?
planet be? Open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and shoot the dingo while this shit goes out the window. Multi-faction rusting tractors, dying heroes. Only way through is colonization, acclimatization, population, exodus, monetization, civilization. The operation has begun. There is no planet B.
What are they doing?
Ancient seasons blacked out, 4 ages dreaming of cake snowflakes, blanket on deserts, outskirts dispersed. Earth is a blank verse, last curse, dry nurse. Open your eyes and see there is no planet B. 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 Open your eyes and see. Sinners are grinning, you do it. Baby Jesus sheds a
Whoa.
Oh, wow. If I was to take a stab at it, first of all, when the song started out and there was all that laughing, it reminded me of a game we used to play called Giggle Snort when we were kids. And you take like a tissue or a piece of toilet paper that was like this size, and everybody sits in a circle, and then you throw it up in the air as high as you can, and the way when it's falling down, everybody has to laugh as hard as they possibly can. And then the second it touches the floor, you cannot make another sound, and if anybody laughs past that point, they're out. And like, you feel like laughing because everybody just like makes complete fools of themselves with the way that they're laughing prior to it hitting the floor, and then you have to hold it in. Johan would lose immediately.
He'd lose
because it would just be too funny for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that beginning part reminded me of.
He would absolutely lose. 1,000 trillion %.
The dog barking part at the front made no sense to me. They really looked all of these characters looked very crazy with the like way that they were smiling crazily and then jumping around all these weird ways. But then everybody's walking in a straight line. Then they're carrying somebody. I kind of thought, well, it's talking about there's no planet B, so I was getting from it that planet B, I mean, that it's about like the environment stuff. Like,
well, yeah,
if you wreck this planet, you don't have another one. And there was all these people that got shot at the end, but they got shot by another human being. So maybe it's the ways in which we kill each other. But then I don't understand why the ones without weapons were like walking around like imbeciles. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
if that's a
Yeah, first of all, I thought it was pretty intelligent because the phrase is "there's no plan B."
Right, but they said Planet B. Yep.
So this is probably the most intelligent sort of.
Is an imbecile a bad word now? Like, is that on the list of like words you can't say?
Well, imbecile now is strictly a pejorative, whereas back in the day it was a technical term.
Yeah.
For a person who had mental challenges, but.
This is saying a stupid person.
Well, again, that's where it's morphed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was
saying. But an imbecile used to be a technical term for people with learning disabilities, etc., etc.
Oh, okay.
But the other thing is though, they're dressed in prisoner uniforms.
Yeah.
And they're happy and they're oblivious.
Right.
And they start barking and all that. And basically, long story short, is the bad guy jumps out.
It's a woman, I think.
Okay, the bad woman jumps out and starts killing them all. And they're all happy as they're dying. And it's basically, you've got these giant corporations that are absolutely ruining our planet. But we're all just like laughing around while these corporations are actually killing us. So like... I think the message of the video is, okay, would it be different if the guy went up and actually shot you versus destroying your planet? Because, hello, dum-dum, there's no planet B. And it was really, it was interesting because I was like thinking about the ramifications of post-millennialism versus, premillennial dispensationalism, and I was like going over that, and then at the end it talks about sinners grinning and then baby Jesus shedding a tear.
Yeah.
Which is very, very interesting to bring Jesus, and the concept of sin and Jesus at the very, very end of the song was really, really interesting. But Nietzsche actually, and this is one of those things where I wish some of my atheist friends had actually spent time and read Nietzsche, because it's actually a pretty interesting argument. Nietzsche was saying that Christianity, of course, Nietzsche wasn't familiar with postmillennialism, but Christianity itself was a nihilistic doctrine. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Christians like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. And he was talking about, well, you guys are nihilistic as far as this world doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It's all going up in smoke anyway. So there's a sense in which, life in this world is sort of nihilistic. And I thought that was a brilliant... diagnosis. Nietzsche said that.
He's right.
The guy that talked about us killing God and all the rest of it. I thought that was such a brilliant argument. Now, of course, I'm saying that now because I'm a post-millennialist, and so I say, look, even Nietzsche's telling you that you're crazy.
Yeah.
But he's right, and I do think, like, especially like the current like popular Christian model, which is everything is going to get progressively worse. That's, like John MacArthur was like, Christians getting into politics is like rearranging furniture on a sinking Titanic, basically. Mm-hmm. It's just get everybody on the lifeboat. That's John MacArthur's thing. Get everybody on the lifeboat because the ship is sinking. Get everybody out as safe as possible, get them all prepared for the rapture or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, that's a nihilistic way of looking at the world at the horizontal level. Right. Obviously, it's not ultimately nihilistic because there's a greater purpose in life and you're going to go to heaven, da-da-da-da. But as far as this world is concerned, it's a very nihilistic view. Mm-hmm. And it has...
Well, you wouldn't have... If that's the mindset and the view that you have, it's not going to be over until the rapture happens, then you have no reason to take care of the planet either.
Well, yeah, these people believe God's going to completely destroy the planet.
Right, so there's no point in it. Like, it's going to be there until God raptures or just snatches you up out of here, so...
Right. Of course, from our perspective, biblically speaking, the planet is spoken of in very similar ways to which the body is spoken of. That the body is going to die, but there's a resurrection of the body and renewal of the body, and Jesus talks about the renewal of all things.
Yeah, there's actually a verse, which most people are going to be completely shocked, but there's a verse where it's talking about all the people that would, like, land in hell or be destroyed, and one of the parts in it says that he's going to destroy the destroyers of the earth, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's Revelation 11.
Yeah.
Time has come to judge the living and the dead and to destroy the destroyers of the earth. That's Revelation 11.
Yeah.
And so
So God absolutely cares about his planet.
All these crazy and Lorraine Bettner actually.
Who's that?
He was a Reformed theologian. Brilliant.
Lorraine? His name was Lorraine?
Yeah. Loerraine.
I've only heard that as a
Boettner. It's a very, very strange name. But Lorraine Bettner actually, when it talks about baby Jesus shedding a tear in this thing, Lorraine Bettner actually had a theology about John 3:16 that I'd never heard before. But basically, and I think I've told you this once or twice, but basically when it says God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that he wasn't only talking about humanity, he was literally talking about the world that he created. Which
do you disagree with that? I agree
don't.
with that.
I don't.
Because of what Romans says, that creation itself is groaning and waiting for the redemption of man.
Right. So basically the idea is because God handed the world over to mankind, it was in our jurisdiction, and so because it was under our power and because we sinned, then the world fell with us. Mm-hmm. And so in order to save the world, mankind had to be saved and restored. And then when we are saved and restored, the world can then be saved and restored.
Yep.
So when it says God so loved the world, and the Greek term there is cosmos. Mm-hmm. Now there's a whole bunch. He could have used oikomene. He could have used gay. He could have used mankind, etc. He could have used all these different terms, but he used a specific term, cosmos. God so loved the cosmos. Mm-hmm. And so from that perspective, Lorraine Bettner argues he's not just talking about God so loved humanity.
Yeah.
He's talking about God loves the universe and everything he has created. And, entropy and all these things are not part of his original design, but because we fell, the universe fell with it. And so when we are redeemed and we are renewed, the universe will be redeemed and renewed with it. Mm-hmm. And so he'll be able to save everything. And of course he backs that up with the Old Testament passage about the lion and the leopard and the kid playing around by the adder and all the rest of it. But it's clear that God loves the planet, mm-hmm. not just us. Mm-hmm. Like we're the pinnacle of what he loves, but he, it's like the guy said that God has more love for a blade of grass than a mother has for her newborn. And so, so from that perspective, you could see why he would destroy the destroyers of the earth. Mm-hmm. And say, okay, you guys play over there in that side of the universe forever because you guys are just completely bent on destruction, and so I will give you a little playground where you can just wreak all the destruction you want for all eternity, and then the rest of us are going to hang out here and renew the universe.
Discovering.
Yeah. So in that sense, I don't know if he was trying to mock and the baby Jesus thing. I'm not really a fan of that phraseology, and that came from a movie, whatever. I don't know the name.
Can you scroll to it?
But
what do you mean it came from some movie?
There's a movie where they were doing they were saying grace, and they were like, baby Jesus. The guy kept saying baby Jesus. I'm like, why do you keep saying baby Jesus? But anyway, it became this giant thing. And
you have a problem with it? Why?
Well, I mean, he's the God of the universe from my view.
Yeah.
And so you don't address the God of the universe that way. Certainly, he came into the world as a baby, but he didn't remain that way. He's risen from the dead, and he's the head of the divine council now.
Yeah.
So it's not cute to me.
Uh-huh.
And nobody's going to be saying that when they meet him, I assure you. But the point is, when he said he sheds a tear, I agree with that. I think that when we're wasteful on the planet, that it's absolutely bothersome to God. Imagine.
Can you bring it up, because I want to see.
Imagine if you had, what's the title of the song again? Imagine if you
Planet B.
Imagine if you gave you prepared a mansion for your kid, and then he just goes out and gets all his nasty ass friends, and they set fire to the place, and the roof's all destroyed or whatever, and then you come back from your trip, and then your mansion's in shambles. Well, you're an ultra billionaire. You can buy another mansion. That's not the problem. The problem is I gave it to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's we're gonna have a problem. Mm-hmm. So, this song was probably one of the more intelligent ways of talking about how we've all conspired together to destroy the planet, or how asleep we are at the wheel. Because he keeps talking about wake up. He says wake up a couple times. And open your eyes and see, open your eyes and see. Sinners are grinners ear to ear, baby Jesus sheds a tear. That's how the song ends. Mm-hmm. So This is a really, really intelligent song. Patient seasons, blacked out for ages, dreaming of cake. Snowflakes blanket old deserts, outskirts disperse. Earth is a blank verse. Last hearse, dry nurse.
Whoa.
Mother Earth. Like we were.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I see this a lot in metal, where like they play around and they're acting all funny, but at the same time they're saying a ton of mega significant shit.
Yeah.
This is extremely significant. That stanza is really significant, and snowflakes blanket old deserts. Mm-hmm. Somebody said something or other. Like, I see this all the time. Like, I'll see a meme and it'll be like, it's like, snowing in California or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it'll be this meme like, ha ha ha, where's the global warming? And it's like, okay, you don't understand the problem. We're talking about climate change here, and it's not supposed to snow in California in June.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
But of course, you have crazy people like Al Gore, who said we were all going to die by 2012, and so nothing happens.
And nobody takes it
But
seriously.
it's like, Adam, where he added "don't touch it," and so because he said "don't touch it," Eve touches it and she doesn't die. So that means that nothing will happen. Well, no, something will happen. If you eat it, you're going to die. But because Adam added all this extra stuff to increase the urgency, she was like, I'm fine then.
Yeah.
Which is the exact same thing. So there is an actual problem, but because Al Gore went like crazy with it, made a bunch of money off of it, and put out all these false prophecies, now it's like, it'll never happen. Mm-hmm. No, like something bad is happening. Now, I believe we're going to figure it out because I'm a post-millennialist, which means that we're going to universally repent. Mm-hmm. But climate care and stewarding the earth properly is a massive sin that I believe that we will collectively repent of as human beings. And it's crazy to me that once again, we are on the wrong side of this. I know. And our atheist friends have to basically save us from our own damn madness. That's like...
I hate that that's the case, but it is.
I'm very grateful to atheists since we've started this channel. It's unbelievable to me.
I know.
It's like, the gospel really is for sinners, man.
If they made a worship song where part of it was, taking care of the planet... People would be like, what?
Oh yeah.
Idolatry.
Oh yeah. They would run you out of the church. They'd accuse you of all types of different things. Yeah. So the Christians are completely silent. They're completely silent about it at all. They got nothing to say. Nothing to say. And if you dare say something, then your own brothers and sisters go after you. They'll laugh at you. It's like, all right, laugh. But it's like the people in the video, just mindlessly. Now look, if you disagree, now let me put a caveat here. If you disagree based on data, because I know that there are people that disagree based on data. I'm not talking about you. Like,
they disagree what? What's to disagree about?
There's disagreements on the severity of climate changes.
Oh, okay.
There's disagreements on...
But we all can agree we're wrecking the planet. Just look at trash in the ocean. Google that.
I'm just saying, like, they disagree on the severity of it. They also disagree on the actual causes of it. So they'll say, well, yeah, climate, but it's a cyclical thing every 10 million years or whatever. I just want to acknowledge that there are people who have looked at this in depth and have different conclusions, and I'm fine with that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is this ignorant, here we go again, and you saw something on Fox News, so that means that we're okay. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, if you've got a concept that 98% of the scientists in that particular discipline have consensus on, then you better do some crazy research to be able to overcome that. And if you're one of those people, I'm not talking about you. What I'm talking about is the people who've done no research, just listen to the corporate talking heads on Fox News, and now all of a sudden you're an expert. You know more than climatologists and geologists, etc. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I just want to make sure, because you gotta make sure you recognize the other side of things. But
yeah, I mean, it's just like, look at this. This is obvious. This is obviously an issue. Look at all these trash bags, like plastic.
Oceans poisoned by plastic. So
you know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe you can debate whether global warming is as serious as you believe it to be. But the facts are, you cannot look at this and say, oh, that's healthy. I mean, anybody can look at this nasty-ass picture and say, this is not healthy. What?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And so, and I think, we're trying to figure out the balance between fulfilling the command to exercise dominion, which God told us to do, which we're supposed to dominate the planet, while at the same time we're supposed to keep and guard the garden.
Right.
And so
and then that's the other issue too, is if you look at this whale.
Well, that's not
fake.
A real whale.
That's fake.
But yeah.
But like you see, like this little guy, he's all trapped. This little turtle's all trapped in plastic, and we obviously have an issue, and this is not taking care of this little. Look at this little guy.
Oh yeah.
This is not taking care of him.
No, I mean we've got a serious issue, but you know how it is. What do you give the song?
Well, this one. I think that the topic is important, and I think that the way that they communicated it with the video was really good. I'm not like, whoa, like that moved me. It wasn't like that type of music. But probably 8.6.
I liked it. It was metal. It was not something I was not expecting it at all, because they were just such a silly band sounding name.
I know, and when it started out, I was like, what? With them barking and stuff. I still don't understand why they were barking. Is it just the foolishness that we go along with because one person's doing it, so we're just going to follow?
Well, yeah, I just think it's just this mindless thing that we're just, running around with, I give it a 9.2. I thought they did a really, really good job. They, the metal was good. I liked it. They were heavy as hell. And
so you gave it a 9?
9.2.
9.2?
Yeah, because they were heavy, but they were also, this is probably this one, and then the As Icicles Fall from Neapel Viscaris. There've been a couple songs about the environment that are extreme, and there was also another song about, we should probably make a playlist about this, about the environment, because we've done a couple of them. There was what's the name of that band, the Australian band, the one that Dan likes so much?
I don't know. I remember
our first
this
interview.
Neil was our first
second interview then. Holy War, the one that did Holy War.
I don't know.
Anyway, they did a song about the environment too.
Oh! I know who you're talking about. You're talking about that guy, and he had that big burger with the cheese melting out of it.
Andy Marsh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the name.
Thy Art is Murder.
This is Andy from my Thy Art is Murder.
Thy Art is Murder.
Yeah. There you are. Okay, so we're going to work on creating a playlist of environmentalism, because it's becoming more and more important to me and all that jazz. So there you are. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.